You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. I'm Pinky Webb. Additional navigational buoys have been installed in parts of the West Philippine Sea as the country moves to boost its presence in its exclusive economic zone. Also amid heightened maritime tensions between Manila and Beijing, National Security Advisor Eduardo Año vowed to lobby for the modernization of naval security to safeguard the country's sovereign rights. Let's go straight to the source of the story. We have PCG Commander of Task Force Kaligtasan sa Karagatan, Vice Admiral Joseph Coyme. Vice Admiral, good to have you. Welcome to The Source. Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you, Miss Pinky. Good morning to you and to your televiewers.
Okay, marami ho ang nasiyahan dito sa nakita at nag-react doon sa pagdagdag ng 5 additional buoys na. So, for context, sir, we have 10 in total, 5 in 2022 that were installed and another 5 in 2023, just very recently. I want to talk about the parang ano ho bang pinagdaanan ng Philippine Coast Guard para po sa pag-install nitong 5 buoy sa exclusive economic zone, sir. Tell us about the mission.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, Miss Pinky. Actually, this mission has been conceptualized 2 years ago. We started activated the Task Force Kaligtasan sa Karagatan, and with the view that the leadership 2 years ago that the Coast Guard should be strengthened its law enforcement activities pertaining to domestic and international laws, and specifically addressing maritime safety issues in the country. In line with that, we have prioritized outlying areas in the country, especially West Philippine Sea and the northernmost part in the country. And we align the trust of the National Task Force West Philippine Sea. That is why, since we normally put buoys around the country, and we saw the importance that putting up buoys in these claimed areas in West Philippine Sea would somehow give more importance in claiming. And the main objectives is that we need to put up buoys for navigational safety for boats and ships during day and night navigation. Secondly, it would serve as sovereign markers of the country. And third, we can have our strong presence, administrations and control over these areas. And lastly, it would protect our fishermen, since putting up buoys, especially during at night, and when they encounter heavy inclement weather over their area while fishing, they may seek refuge over these fishing grounds.
Okay, so these are in Patag Island, Balagtas Reef, Cota Island, Panata Island, and Julian Felipe Reef. Vice Admiral, help us understand. I know they're big, no? But itong mga buwis na to, madali ho ba itong masira? O I guess my question, can this be destroyed?
Yes, it can be destroyed if it is deliberate.
Yeah, that's the word I was going to add, intentionally.
Yes. Yes po. But it is a marine type of material being used when manufacturing this kind of H2 navigation. But just it could withstand over the years. And I'd like to report to you that we have also checked during our maritime domain awareness flight last Saturday that we have checked also those 5 buoys we have installed last year, and we are happy to note that these 5 buoys are still there intact in their previous position. So ibig sabihin, it already withstood over a year.
Yeah, nandoon pa rin siya, hindi nasira at hindi sinira.
Hindi naman po, because we put monitoring teams around Likas, Lawak Island, specifically to monitor our installed buoys over these areas.
Okay. Siguro po, what I really want to find out is, are you, because of these additional 5, no? Are you anticipating that these could possibly be destroyed? I mean, let's look at one area here, sir, that we're a little bit more familiar with, Julian Felipe Reef. There was an issue back in 2021, dozens of allegedly Chinese militia ships. And then again, very recently, I mean, ano ho ba, how does this come into play, I guess, if you have a buoy there and that you have the Chinese militia there as well in Julian Felipe Reef?
Pinky, if I'll try to explain how we plan it out well in coordination with the National Task Force West Philippine Sea, because really when we proposed this plan Oplan, we call it Oplan Calso, Kaligtasan at Soberania, we put first the critical issues and sensitive things over the area. We put priority on those claimed and occupied territory first because these are uncontested areas, of which we are successful last year. And secondly, all those claimed areas we expanded areas this year to include those fishing grounds like Balagtas Reef and then this Hulan Peri. We take note also on the comments coming from our ground commander, their experiences, and the behavior right now, what is happening really on the ground. So it seems that on the first sortie we made this year, hindi masyado itong contested itong area natin. And when we place these sovereign markers over these known fishing grounds, we believe we are asserting our sovereign rights as per PCA ruling.
I know that there's a plan to install more. How many, Vice Admiral, and where?
We intend to have another sortie for the year if weather permits. And for operational security purposes, I cannot still disclose those areas because we are still consolidating the observations, the reactions on the ground, and we'll try to see and check and in consultation with the National Task Force West Philippine Sea.
There is some statements saying that there should be one in Ayungin Shoal and Panatag Shoal, but I know that you said you can't really talk about where exactly you plan to do this. There's also a suggestion, I think from Congressman Rufus Rodriguez, that the Navy should help or assist the Philippine Coast Guard in installing more buoys. Is this something, was the Navy ever with you, or is this something to look forward to?
Actually, in my opinion, Ms. Pinky, is that especially this disputed area, if it is disputed and contested, it's quite difficult to expose our gray ship or a Philippine Navy because it would be construed as assertiveness or somehow increasing the tension. Since 2012, we note that the government, as part of its national security strategy, is trying to employ the Coast Guard or the White Ship in order to de-escalate this situation. So the Navy could take part with this kind of activity, perhaps in other areas that are not contested.
Okay. Reaction, sir, that National Security Advisor Eduardo Año, is actually pushing for the modernization of the Philippine Coast Guard. Are you seeing more siguro awareness and more push to really help our Philippine Coast Guard acquire more ships, sir?
Yes, definitely, Ms. Pinky. It is the right time for the government right now to our lawmakers to support the Coast Guard modernization program. If you try to look at the history of the Coast Guard, the time before we were separated from the Navy, we are just barely 3,000 in personnel. And right now, as we are speaking, we are around 26,430 personnel and still increasing because that is our projection by 2025. We need to reach the maximum seating of 37,800 as per our approved table of organization and equipment. In line with that, with the human resource expansion, we need to capacitate our people, build up our capability. So that's why we have so many things to do right now. We are, according to National Security Advisor, we are the most tasked agency in the country, not only in the West Philippine Sea. We also being involved in the maritime casualty investigation, oil spill response, among others. So that's why we need to capacitate our people. We need some equipment, especially in these main tasks in patrolling the West Philippine Sea.
Okay. I know you didn't say it, sir, but we look forward to the buoy in Ayungin and Panatag Shoal, sir. Maraming salamat po sa inyo, PCG Commander of Task Force Kaligtasan sa Karagatan, Vice Admiral Joseph Coyme. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Pinky, for inviting me here. Good morning to you and to your televiewers.
And thank you for joining us here on The Source. I'm Pinky Webb. You're watching CNN Philippines.